Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be setting up the second half of the year in my Hobonichi cousin planner. I love the Coffee Monsterz Co monthly kits. They work perfect for me, and she released the first 6 months, so May is where we are now. And as you can see, June, I have some basic stickers on, but I haven't really planned it out yet. But what we're going to be doing is starting with July. So I have these new stickers are just so beautiful. So we've got July, August, September, which is my birthday month, and I love purple, so that's perfect. October. I love that it's orange, but it's not traditional Halloween. November and December. So I picked up some washi tapes just out of my collection to pair with these because, as you can see, I do like to put like a little washi tape at the bottom that I feel goes with the kit. And that's what we're going to do. I didn't buy the coordinating washis because I have so much washi. I mean, this is just some of the washi tapes that I have. So we're just going to go through here and start planning this out. So the first month we have is July. And she has this beautiful blue kit. And I had this washi that she came out with. I don't really remember what this is called, but I just thought it went nicely with this, so this is what we're going to use. So for this, I did pull out my trusty tweezers, and we are going to go ahead and get started here. I am super excited for this summer. And July's a little sad because in a way July is the last month of summer I have. That's when I start teaching camps and all that stuff. But I also have some exciting things coming. There we go. I know I teach a couple of band camps in July. We're going to put on these totally cute headers and see if I can get them on straight, because we know I just do not have a good track record with putting things on straight. But I love that her kits are just kind of this muted pastel. I like color. I think color is pretty. My roommate loves color, and I do lots of color in her bullet journal when I'm setting it up. But for me, sometimes if things are too bright, it just kind of overwhelms me, and I can't see the trees for the forest instead of the other way around. That's not straight. It's kind of like, that's my joke when I go thrift shopping. So if I go somewhere like a Goodwill, I love it. And I know you can get such good deals there and you can find some real hidden gems. My problem is I just see so many things that I just don't know what to do. So you would think because of this that my house is like this minimalist, immaculate setup. And you know what? That's just not the case. If you've been around here long, you know in my vlogs and stuff, you see a lot of my office, but you don't see a ton of the inside of my house. And there's a reason for that. I do not have this beautifully aesthetic house like so many vloggers do. I work a lot. I run my own business, and my home is lived in. My kitchen is cooked in. The counters are covered in appliances that we use all the time. And I'm working on, one, getting it a little neater so I can start videoing in there some, but two, also just trying to become at peace with it's not perfect. Oh, that's terrible. Can I get that up? And that might just have to be okay. Oh, you know what? It also might just have to be okay that this is really crooked, because that's going to tear. Well, it's going to be a crooked Sunday, and that's also fine. Okay, so we're going to lay down some of this washi. I just thought, does it match perfectly? No, but is it a pretty blue that kind of makes me happy and reminds me of summer? Yes. This is my other option, but I think this is too purple, and I'm using it for September. So we're just gonna stick with the original plan. And I just line this up at the bottom the best I can. And sometimes it's perfectly even and sometimes it's not. And that's What did I do this month? Oh yeah, I've been running it. Okay. I'm running it all the way across because it's easier. And I am all about making things easy. And unfortunately, that means that this poor little emoji is going to get cut in half. But you know what? I think he'll survive. There we go. Perfect. Now, let's go over to July. Okay, so not July. We just did July. August. So August is the month where I start teaching music lessons. And it's an exciting month for me, but it's also like a super busy and sometimes overwhelming month. It's also hot. Here in the Nashville area, August is brutal. It is in the probably the 90s for sure. Sometimes the triple digit, and the heat index is almost always in the triple digits every single day in August. So from that aspect, I'm not looking forward to August, but one thing I love about August is school supply shopping. I have a stationery problem. I love office supplies, and if you are watching a plan with me, there's a good chance you do too. So I know you feel me, and I know that I'm not going to get a ton of judgment from you guys. Or I don't know, I might, and that's okay. Judge away. I am who I am. I am 46 years old, and I have hit the point in my life where if you don't like my school supply problem, that's okay. You don't have to. There we go. And I have to say, it's so funny. I have all of these students that have just graduated and they're starting college, and I'm so excited for them because they're entering this new chapter of their lives, and they're kind of excited and kind of terrified. And it just reminds me of when I started. I started college at the age of 17. I had a late birthday and I started school early, so I actually didn't turn 18 until September. And I was just a little bit less mature than everybody else my whole life growing up, and starting college was it was exciting. I was so there for it, but I remember sitting there that first night in my dorm room just kind of terrified. Okay, so for August, I'm trying to remember. I think I'm going to use this color. So this is another Coffee Monsterz Co, and it's got these pinks and oranges, and I thought that would just look really nice with it. This is the companion, well, I say companion. It's the same print as the washi that I used back in May, this month, but it's a different color. Here we go. Oh, well, that's crooked already. But yeah, I know that I will be so totally ready to be back on a normal schedule when August gets here and for school to start. But right now, I am so totally happy to have some time, some slower time to really slow down and just relax, because I overwork. That's something I'm really, really bad about. Oh, another emoji is just gonna get cut in half. There we go. Okay, now September is an exciting time because it is my birthday. And it was also my dad's birthday. I lost my dad in 2020. And we always, my roommate and I, because he was like a dad to her too, we always do like a celebration of life for him in September. His birthday was September 6th, and mine is the 11th. And he loved homemade ice cream. He loved to make ice cream. So we always make homemade ice cream for his birthday. It's kind of what we do when people pass. We celebrate them by making a meal that reminds us of them. So for my roommate's grandmother's birthday, she loved chocolate. So we always get a chocolate cake. And on the anniversary of my sister's death, which will be in June. No, that's not right. It was in March. June was her birthday. So on her birthday, what we do is in June is we always have Mexican food because she loved Mexican food. I don't know. It's just kind of a fun way to remember people. I try to not get too sad. I mean, obviously, yes, you get sad when you lose people, but I would like to think they wouldn't want us to sit around being sad. Instead, they would want us to celebrate who they were. My grandmother, for example, we'll get to her next month here, but she loved Halloween. It was her favorite time of year. And she was on Social Security, a fixed income, and she would start stocking up on Halloween candy to give out to trick-or-treaters back in November, the month after. And she would buy a huge bag every month and just store it. And she would have hundreds of trick-or-treaters come to her house. It was kind of a small town, so the local paper did a story on her once. And she called them spooks. She loved it when the spooks came to her house. And she had cancer. And it was her third round of battling cancer. And she beat the first two. It came back a third time. And she was just done. And she said, nope, I'm not going through chemo. I'm not doing anything. I've lived a long life. I'm just done. And you know, she was 89 years old. I don't blame her at all. We're going to use this washi with a purple kit. So, we can't go all the way across, can we? So we'll just start it here. So, anyway, she wanted to be home. So they just arranged for in-home hospice to come. And they set up a hospital bed in her living room because that was just the easiest way for her to get, she couldn't get around, but for people to see her and visit her. And they set up, her hospital bed was right there. So they opened the front door. And on Halloween, people would come in. And it was like, not just the trick-or-treaters, but the kids of people who used to trick-or-treat at her house. They all came in and saw her. And she couldn't talk at this point. She couldn't eat. But that woman died at 2 a.m. on November 1st. She lived through one last Halloween, and that was just her. She was a sassy lady. So we always do something big for Halloween to celebrate my grandma. But do you guys do stuff like that? Do you celebrate your past loved ones? You can let me know in the comments below. I just think it's nice to do. And I know everybody deals with things differently, so that might not be for you, and that's okay. All right. And this kit, I love it because October, around here anyway, it is still hot. We've made it back down into the 80s by October with only a few 90-degree days, but it's still hot. So this kit is just perfect with all of these flowers. You go around and you see all the mums and the hay bales and stuff, all the decoration. And we would buy mums every year and we would try to plant them and they would die. Like, we were just mum killers. The two things that I can't grow are mums and azaleas. I kill them every time. I can grow almost anything else, but those two I just cannot grow. And last year we threw the mums into this big barrel planter we have, knowing that we're treating them like an annual. I didn't spend a lot of money. I went and picked up a plant for like $7, stuck it in this barrel. And I was like, okay, we'll go back and we'll do petunias in this barrel next year like we always do. And then get some mums, not spend a ton of money. And you know what? Those suckers lived. They're alive. So we aren't putting petunias in that barrel because we have a live mum plant. I didn't know what to think. Okay, so for this October plant, I had this cactus washi, and honestly, I do not know what brand it is. I've had it forever, and I'm just trying to use stuff up, and I thought it kind of goes, so we're going to use it. I like it. It makes me happy. Succulents are another thing that I struggle with. But I just don't buy those. Do you have a plant that you just can't keep alive to save yourself? Or to save your life? I mean, like I said, for me, it's azaleas, and it used to be Mum's, but now we have our living mum. We'll see if it makes it. If it makes it a second year, we'll give it a name. Okay. That's cute. Now, we got 2 months to go. So November is this cute. These look like peonies to me, which don't bloom in November. Maybe I think these were birth flowers. I don't remember what it was. But I have this baking washi that is pink and looks great with it. And let's face it, we all start baking like crazy in November, or at least here we do. Everybody gains weight in November and December because we start all of the holiday baking, pies, cakes, cookies. And, we give a lot of it away, but you have to sample it to make sure that it tastes good. So, yeah, I consume way too much sugar during the months of November and December. And I'm just going to own it. If you think about it, you're just doomed because you've got Halloween and you have all the Halloween candy. And, last year I was good. I got rid of all of my Halloween candy. The last few trick-or-treaters, the last one I saw coming down the street before I closed up, I just took what was left in my bucket and dumped it in his basket. He was excited. But yeah, get that out of the house. But you have all the Halloween candy, and then you get through the first couple of months of November. Well, actually, no. You have Dia de los Muertos. And that's a big feast where you eat lots of food. And then you get into Thanksgiving and planning those meals. The days are shorter. You just want to comfort eat. You know how it is. I think in November, we are going to try to plan a trip to Austin. We don't have the dates set yet. And I think in October, over my fall break, we may try to rent a cabin. We did that several years ago. We found this little cabin in the woods on a mountain that is not far from here. It's about a 45-minute drive, and it was just the best escape ever. It was quiet. It was cool at night, and we just unplugged and read books and watched TV. And that's my ideal of a vacation, let me tell you. So we may try to do that again in October. Then in November, we've talked about possibly going to Austin. Haven't bought tickets yet, but that's something that's possibly in the works. And then I know in December, we are going back to El Paso because we always go to El Paso in December. And I may or may not vlog those trips. Sometimes I like the idea of vlogging, but like I said, for me, a trip to get away, I love going to visit family, and then I love just unwinding, not doing anything. So I don't know how interesting of a vlog that would be. Like, here I am sitting on the couch reading a book. Here I am taking a nap. There's not a lot that goes on, so we'll see. And then finally December, and I love this with the cute holly. And then I have this washi. I want to say this came from Planner Kate, but don't quote me on that. But I think this is a Planner Kate washi. And it's not holly per se, but the colors are just a perfect match. This was part of their winter stuff. So, and then of course, Christmas is super hectic. You do the Christmas shopping, although I have to say, like, my family at this point is very, very small. So Christmas shopping doesn't take me a ton of time like it used to. Let's see here. But yeah, if we go to Austin, if we do the cabin in October, Austin in November, and El Paso in December, my pet sitter is gonna love me. I have a great pet sitter. She's one of my former high school students. She's in college now, and this kid is so responsible. I gave her a key to my house after she graduated high school. And when we travel, she stays here at the house and takes care of Buster, Dot, and Biscuits. And to kennel 3 animals would just be outrageous. And Buster, my dog, is wonderful, but he is special. He is suspicious. And we kenneled him a couple of times at our vet back when they used to kennel. They don't kennel anymore. And then he kenneled with his dog trainer until she passed away from COVID. And after that, we just got the pet sitter and had her keep him. And he loves her. He's very well trained, but like I said, he was very suspicious. Funny story, we were kenneling him with the vet, and the vet's husband was taking care of him, and he messaged me, and he's like, at the time, Buster was on a liquid joint supplement that he loved. We called it his juice, and he loved it. And now he's on a chew, but at the time he was on the liquid, and Michael texted, and he's like, is there any trick to getting Buster to take his juice? Because he did not want to take it. And I was just like, well, I just put it in a bowl and put it down there, and he just laps it right up. He loves it. Well, apparently Michael was putting it in a syringe and trying to force it into his mouth. And, well, you can't really force Buster to do anything, or you're likely to get bitten. Instead, you train him to do it. I've trained him to be able to get shots. I just tell him what I'm going to do. You know, with a lot of dogs, you distract them and give them the shot. Not with Buster. You show him the needle. You show him what you're going to do. You give him the shot. He's fine. But that's just who he is. I think that's so pretty. And then obviously, when you start getting all of these put in there, it's going to look even better. So I think one of the next videos you're going to be seeing is me setting up June. So I've already got June laid out with the basics, and then we'll start plugging in all the appointments. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and until next time, peace out.